Hey guys, we are going to do the next lesson, 13.3, which is going to be on foiling. Okay, FOIL stands for first, outside, inside, last. Okay, it's a way of multiplying two binomials. Now, we know how to distribute when you have, one term, a monomial, being multiplied by a binomial, right? You would just distribute to the first and the last. Now, it's going to be a little bit different when you're multiplying two binomials together. So we're going to have to use the FOIL method in order to multiply all of the terms by each other. Okay, it's just a way of staying organized so you don't forget any of them. So here I have A plus B times the quantity C plus B. So I would multiply A and C. I would multiply, so that's first, and then I would do outside, inside, and the last terms. Okay? Now, sometimes you can simplify those if they have the same variable, which we'll see in our examples. Now, here's the other thing. If you have a binomial that's squared, we know that if you have a number squared, that means you're going to multiply it by itself. Okay? So, if we have a binomial squared, that just means we're doing A plus B times A plus B. So, you're going to multiply the first terms. A times A is A squared. The outside terms, maybe, there we go, the inside terms, and then the last terms. Okay, now, like what happens here, AB and AB are the same, so we combine those to just get 2AB. This is actually a shorthand way. Anytime you have A plus B squared, you can just automatically go to A squared plus 2AB plus B squared. Okay, now you can use this formula. If you write this down, you can use that formula to help you. But if you don't know that formula, or if you don't write it down, you can certainly just write them each out and do it that way and simplify. It doesn't matter, you'll get the same answer. This is just kind of like a shortcut way to do it. All right, so we have 3 examples and 2 problems in each example. So we're going to multiply the first terms, which is negative x times negative 2x. Remember, same sign, positive, you add their exponents. Then we're going to multiply sets first, so we're going to FOIL. So we did first, now we have to do outside. The outside numbers are negative x and negative 2, so that gives us positive 2x. Now we have to do the inside terms. We have 5 and negative 2x. It's going to give us negative, that's being weird, negative 10x. And then we have the last terms. So it's 5 and negative 2. So that's just going to give us negative 10. Now here's the thing you have to check because it won't take that answer. You need to check if you have like terms. So we have 2x squared. We combine those. And that's going to give us negative 8x. And then we still have negative 10. And that's your final solution. Okay? Alright, the next one. Again, we're going to FOIL. So we multiply the first terms. Negative 5x times positive 5x gives us negative 25x squared. Then do the outside terms. Negative 5x and positive 4 gives us negative 20x. Then do your inside terms. 3 and 5x. So that gives us 15x. And then you're going to do your last terms, 3 and 4. So that gives you 12. Again, check to see if you can simplify, combine the terms. So we have negative 25x squared, negative 20 and 15x. It's going to give you negative 5x. And you still have your plus 12 at the end. Okay? All right, let's try some number squaring. So this first one I'm going to do it the long way. The second one I'm going to use the shortcut. So remember, if something is being squared, you're multiplying it by itself. You're going to FOIL. So you're going to multiply the first terms. And then you're going to multiply the outside terms. X times 1 is just x. Then the inside terms, x times 1 is just x. And then you'll multiply the last terms. 1 times 1 is 1. Combining like terms, x plus x is 2x. Right, so you can kind of see how that formula would have worked. So all it says is you square the first term, you multiply the two terms, x times 1 is x, and then multiply by 2, so 2x, and then you square the last term. Okay, so that's how that shortcut method works, but you can certainly do it the longer way too, with the same answer, and it really isn't that much longer. Let's use the shortcut method for this one. Alright, so this is going to say we're going to square our first term, which is 6x. So 6 squared is 36, and then x squared. 2 times a times b. So we need to take 2 times 6x times 6, and then you need to square your last term, which is 6. 6 squared is 36. So we have 36x squared. 2 times 6, or it doesn't matter how you want to do it. 6 times 6 is 36. And then 36 times 2 is going to give you 72. And then you have 36. Okay, again, either method works. It doesn't matter which one you want to use, whichever one you're more comfortable with. Alright, these ones just have bigger exponents in them, but we're still going to read them the same way. Okay, this may seem kind of confusing and odd at first, but it's so repetitive that once you do it a few times, it gets easier and easier because you're just doing the exact same thing every single time. First, outside, inner, last, combine like terms. It's the same steps every single time. So the more times you do it and the more times you practice it, the better you'll get. I think the biggest problems will be with negatives and, when do I add my exponents, when do I multiply my coefficients, all those kind of little things. So just be very careful with negatives and multiplying and adding and all of those little rules. So we're going to multiply our first terms. So we multiply the coefficients. Negative 6 times negative 6 gives us positive 36. And we add our exponents. We're going to multiply the outside terms. Negative 6 times positive 3 gives us negative 18. And you add your exponents. You're going to multiply the inside terms. Negative 5x, negative 6x cubed. So it gives us positive 30x. Add your exponents. Remember, this has an exponent of 1. And then you start first, and now to do last. Negative 5x, positive 3x squared. So that's negative 15. Add your exponents. If you notice here, there's no like terms because each of them has a different exponent. So that's your final answer. And it's in standard form because it goes 6, 5, 4, 3. All right, last one. Let's multiply our first terms. So negative 6x squared and negative 5x squared. That gives us a positive 30. Add your exponents. Then let's multiply our outside terms. negative 6x squared, negative 5x. This is positive 30. Add your exponents. Next, we're going to do our inside terms. Negative 5x squared and x. So that gives us negative 5. Add your exponents. And then last terms, x and negative 5x. So it's negative 5x. Add your exponents. Okay. Now this one we have to simplify the two inside terms. So we get 30 x to the fourth. We have 30 and negative 5, so that gives us plus 25 x cubed and negative 5x squared. And it is in standard form because it goes 4, 3, 2. Okay, like I said, this will probably take a few tries to get the hang of it, but I promise you, once you start doing a few of them and getting them right, it's just that same repetitiveness over and over again. They get much easier. So stay with it. If you need help, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help you. And goodbye.